Bonsoir. Bonsoir, everybody. We're starting straight up with the big mountain of the evening, which we will revisit from a few different angles tonight. Hello, Frank. The toilet breast. Hello, Bat. Thomas, ça va, Johnny? And now the bass. Soon. Hey, Nick. Now I'm starting to get the goosebumps. Hello, Steve. And thank you, Frank, for already supporting the channel with a little tip in the coffee jar. Thank you, Frank. Much appreciated. Hello, Philippe. It's kind of a different shift, a shift of moods. Hello, Fabio. That bass line gets me, has gotten me for 28 years now. Hello, Liam. Hello, John. Hello, Joe. I'm very used. Guten Abend, Michael. There'll be something special for you tonight, Michael. Hello, Chris. Yeah, I know. I think it's a good one too. Hello, Vinyl Dreamscape. So, a few weeks ago, I did partake in one of these VC threads, and 10 your 10 most listened records, and well, of course, I put a little spin on it as I showed my 10 most listened CDs. And I think, if I remember correctly, my number one spot was this Re-Entry by Techno Animal on Virgin Records, double CD from 1995. Well, lo and behold, in that time, Relapse in the US have reissued this for the first and last time, or issued that on vinyl. Justin Broderick and Kevin Martin from Godflesh, Jesus, The Bug, God, Eyes present their landmark 1995 sophomore LP, reissued on deluxe vinyl for the first time ever. There's three different variants. This is the most common one, which they only did 300 copies of. And if you like what you're hearing and what I'll play more, well, this is only available to order from the US, but there are some copies that will end up on Discogs in Europe or in a few shops, but not that many, I think. And they were pretty clear that they won't do any repress of that. So all in all, they did 600 copies of it. It's not the most famous record. It's quite a lot in a way, 600. 100 were only for the band and their friends. So there was only like 500 copies available for us. This features John Hassel, the trumpet player, on this very track. You can hear him right now. You also have Dave Cochrane from 1617, Head of David, I think. You have King Suk, or like Bedouin Ascent, a few others. The CD had an essay by David Toop that hasn't been reproduced in this, unfortunately. But maybe it's because it was a timepiece. But Techno Animal had 2 real studio albums. Or no, 3, yeah, 1 remix collaboration as well, and 1 album of that got the Thomas Kerner treatment, and a bunch of EPs. But after '96, there was a shift in their music. It became more less ambient, as what we were listening to. And Kevin Martin back then, he was a curator, an art director for Virgin, and he created some amazing compilations. We'll get back to that, and we'll listen to some other projects of theirs from the time. But now he's quite famous for having embraced grime, dubstep, dancehall, all sorts of West Indies music through the lens of the post-industrial urban UK. But this album, Re-Entry, yeah, I feel quite blessed to have to get to listen to this finally on vinyl. That was a goal of mine. And it's a 4 LP set, so it's not cheap. Yes, yes. The packaging is a bit, I don't know. Yeah, it's nice, but yeah, I guess if you like big books, I mean, it's well made, but I could have done also with this being released in two parts. So a little break from the theme of the night with pretty underrated records. I've never heard anyone in the VC mention that album from this artist, but this artist gets mentioned quite a lot. I assume some of you will figure out what that is. Oh, and by the way, the Techno Animal came out in a crazy color, a little bit silly, but it sounds good. Thomas, thank you. Thomas is supporting the channel in the nicest possible way with a little tip, a nice tip in the tipping jar, in the coffee jar, in the link in at the beginning of the description of the video. If anyone wants or feels like following through, we have some time. So this record is, yeah, underrated, underlooked, I would say mostly. Hello, Jeffrey. I assume by now someone must have guessed who that is. The trumpet playing, the singing. Yeah, John Hassel. John Hassel, who shares the same birthday as I do, with me, with 25 years, then difference. So. Hmm. Yeah. Hello, Angela. So no, we're listening to Don Cherry. Don Cherry with Latif Khan. And this was recorded in Paris at the Davout studio in 1978. Produced by Martin Messonnier, who was Don's manager back then, French journalist who did quite a few good records and who was instrumental in making Rai music become popular, and who created a few music journalism formats for TV, such as Tracks. Someone I wish I could bring to you guys to talk with soon. On the topic of talking, I did a very deep interview with Jean Schwartz during the week, which I will hopefully upload during the weekend. We'll talk more about that soon, and maybe I'll do like a mix of his music right after the premiere of that interview video. But this record was released both in France and the US at the same time, RCA, and it's really good. So it's basically a duo between him and Latif Khan. Latif Khan on tablas, obviously, Indian tablas master, and Don trumpet, keyboards, gong, bamboo flute, dulcian, koni, and vocals. Of course, I've heard of John and Vangelis. You're giving me too much of a good rep. So I don't really know how elusive that record is. It's not cheap, it's not expensive, but there must be a reason why no one is talking about it, why it's not being reissued, and probably, I don't know. Maybe Latif is still live and there's some issues. This was released in 1982, despite having been recorded 2 years prior to that. So there's the first track is in two parts, composition by Ornette Coleman and Don Cherry, dedicated to Maurice White. We listened to Airmail, composition by Don Cherry, and now One Dance by Don Cherry. The second side is compositions by Latif Khan. So Kevin Martin and Justin Broderick, Techno Animal, they met first through a band called God. That was kind of the perfect meeting of the Swans and Miles Davis. Sadly enough, very little of that band has been issued on vinyl, and not the most exciting stuff. Hopefully, this will be corrected eventually. I have I have all the CDs, and they're great. But they were also together in a band called Ice, which was kind of Black Sabbath going coil in a way. Very interesting band that evaluated into something a little bit different, more hip-hop-ish. And the second album only came out on CD, but there's a few EPs, and I'll play some of it. I haven't listened to that in some time. Hello, no Bologna, Jans alone. Yeah, that interview will, it will come very, very soon. All right, we're going rugby jokes, Liam. Okay. It's untitled. It's Don Cherry, Latif Khan. It's a very nice album. Oh, nice, Steve. On that note, yeah. Mhm.
I curse you, 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 I kiss you, I curse you, I kiss you, I curse you, I kiss you, I curse you. Infector, dominator, invader, corrupted, influence. I see you down, and I see that frown, and I see that smile. I wanna hurt, I wanna hurt, I wanna hurt, I wanna cut ya, wanna cut ya out of my flesh, my skin, my soul, my flesh, my skin, my soul, my flesh, my skin. Wanna hurt ya, wanna cut ya out of this equation.
Just love this. This record is mostly hip hop, but such a unique combination. And thank you, Vinyl Dreamscape, for a nice tip in the coffee jar. Much appreciated, Sean. Yeah, it is good, huh, Joe? I think you would really be that the Techno Animal album would be for you, Joe. This is so good. Yeah. Tom Waits vibes, yeah.
I curse ya, I curse ya, I kiss ya, I curse ya, I curse ya, I curse ya.
Hello, Radio Gnome.
That's what I hate most. I can't get to the ghost of, the turn back, no turn back, no turn for, no turn back. I can't see that with a jam back that what's that,
Just feel the tension building up.
In a mirror, I don't recognize that face. In a mirror, I don't try, I don't cry, I can't cry with no lids, with no eyes, with no flesh, with no mouth, with no eyes. I can see, I can feel, I can hear, I can touch, I can feel, I can feed, I can hurt, I can see, I can see, I can see, I can see. Sex us, I was, he-man, she-man, changeling, he-man, she-man, toxic, noxious, he-man, she-man, change life, change life. Just gonna be I can't recognize what it was. I see your face in a mirror in a jacket, hard, 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 hard,
Hello, Vinyl Pants. Oh, yeah, Pants. Hello, Christophe. So that was Ice, a side project or another project of Techno Animal, which is basically just one other name of Kevin Martin with Justin Broderick. This one featuring Truck Stop, a New York rapper, singer who did one 10-inch. It's pretty cool on the label Black Hoods. Have it somewhere here. Now we're going a little bit wild on one of the coolest label coming from Europe in jazz and avant-garde music. 4. This is the Rova Saxophone Quartet. Invisible Frames. With the distinctive design of the label. 4. In my world, I might be wrong, but I thought 4 was an Italian label from Milano. The Rova Saxophone Quartet has been around since the late 70s, early 80s. They have a lot of records on their own label, on Hut Hut. I think they're from San Francisco, and they're just a very interesting project. I think one of my earliest video on this channel has been about them. And I think I've never played them, but I have quite a few records of theirs. Their own label called the Meta Language. Great label that released not just them, a few other projects very interesting. Yeah. Kind of. Thank you, Marius, for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Nice to see you, to see that you're here. Yeah, it's a double LP of a live show from 1984, and quite nice artwork on the cover. That's true. I was listening to it right before I was doing this, and yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, yeah, that record is wild, Steve. Ah, Frank, nice. Yeah, I have most of their early Metal Language vinyl. Amazing artwork. Great, great, great design on these covers as well. So yeah, it's a quartet of saxophone, no other instruments. So obviously quite experimental in nature. Yeah, it's a nice box. I think there's a bonus LP of unreleased stuff, isn't it? So yeah, this is the kind of jazz that it's cool if you can get into it straight away, but I guess it might take a little bit of a few steps before you reach the stage where this is like feels so natural to you. Marc, what do you think of Roba Saxophone Quartet? Hello, Rast. Yeah, well, that record, people love that record. Huh? Hello, Olaf. Oh yeah, and by the way, the packaging, there is also very nice, heavy printed inner sleeve. For records, the records on that label, for me, this is a seal of quality. If I see a record on that label, I'm pretty sure it's going to be great, even if it's not for me. And there's a lot of Bill Dixon records on this label that are really some of his absolute best. So you get soprano saxophone, clarinette, tenor, alto, sopranino, baritone, alto, soprano, clarinette, alto, soprano, sopranino, flutes. This is really good now. Oh yeah. Especially to hear all the sounds bouncing with the acoustic of the room. That must be amazing. He did. The label, Joe, is called Four. There's a bunch of Giacinto Chelsea records on Four also, who is probably the next best thing after Gheorghi Ligeti, if you're into that kind of stuff. But maybe let's go little bit into rock. With an extremely nice package of a record that you can still get for dirt cheap. Sorry about that. My bad. Another John Peel moment, isn't it? Hello, Christopher. So this is, I got this week because I did a deep dive into the discography of that artist, whose music I describe as widescreen ambient cowboy ballads. Sealskin jacket on a sort of wooden cardboard. Songs from 1999 and 2000. Limited to 250 copies. How do I know? And this copy was brand new as I opened the seal an hour ago. Tord Lundvall has done three incredible albums of that kind of music. Even better than that, in my opinion, because this is early stuff. He has also done 2 ambient albums, and there is an album that was a CD only from 2004 that is about to be released that is just, oh my god, so beautiful. Which prompted me to go look deeper if I had missed anything. And here you go. Yeah. We're not there yet. So when this record was released, it was such a favorite of mine. This is from 1996, I believe. I got this on a CD when it was released. I didn't even know there was a vinyl record. There was no Discogs back then. It was quite elusive. Years later, I found a white label test pressing of it. This is the Babylon Seeker EP from Techno Animal on Blue Angel. Four tracks of pure, like, dubby, ambient, bliss electronics. The dub is really in the drums there. Some of the bass as well will come. I know most people are really focusing on albums, maybe some on 7 inches, but EPs on vinyl, 12 inches. That will always be my favorite format. And the Thor Lundvall 7 inch with this silkscreen cover, well, of course they went overboard with details, like you see this color. A very nice package with two really, really nice songs, both exclusive to this. This is also silkscreen. Now, don't we like nice things, huh? It's a little nice thing, but it's still a nice thing. That must feel good, Christopher, right? I hope so. We'll see about that, Liam. Are you? By the way, there was an EP of God, that came out at the same time on the same label, which is basically the same people, which came out with remixes and collaborations with Kevin Shields from I Believe Valentine, who obviously was with Kevin Martin, with Eddie Prévost, and Sonic Boom from the Spaceman 3 in Experimental Audio Research. We'll talk more about that soon. Well, then you might see, who knows, maybe you'll meet Steve Davis. Who knows? Yeah, so this was part of a little scene kind of curated by and initiated by Kevin Martin called Isolationism. There was a compilation called Ambient Isolationism on Virgin that was so instrumental. into gelling together many different kinds of artists that had obvious connections that no one had identified yet. And it kind of shaped a lot of the music that came after that in the 90s. Hello, Frank. Lots of music for you tonight as we're doing a sort of intermittent deep dive in Techno Animal. Yeah, that's a good healthy number, I would say. Hello, Tracy. Oh, yeah, that I can totally picture how this music would be so good with that kind of weather, especially by night. By the way, today, the 22nd of September, we just shifted. Now, Sweden here is having shorter nights than anything below Sweden, or at least me. Anything below me is suddenly having longer nights, longer days than me. Winter has started. Uh-huh. Now, a strange little record from the US. What a cool cover. Alden Ashworth, Byzantia, 2 Journeys After Yeats. Version for organ and tape. James Bossert as the organist. This is from 1973. Was released in 1974. Here is Alden. And here is James. This one is a cheap record. And it's a grower, as far as I'm concerned. The music in Sailing to Byzantium and Byzantium was written mostly during the years 1970-1973, although the piece incorporates some material composed earlier. While there is only little correlation between these pieces and Yeats' poems, which relate no overt story, the poems did provide impetus to combine on tape sounds of Moog and Buchla synthesizers acoustical instruments, and the human voice. The original version of the pieces were for tape only, at the urgings of James Bossert and Marilyn Mason. Not Marilyn Manson, but Marilyn Mason. Don't know who that is. I created the versions recorded here in which a performing organist gradually emerges as a protagonist, achieving a dominant role at the end of the first piece, only in order to accept an ultimate role of equal participation with tape-recorded natural sounds in the second piece, which is the one we're listening to right now. Hello, Dom. Hello. I always struggle to. Last week you told me your name, but now, sorry. S of Tens Victims in 1876. What's the story behind that name? Huh? You told it, I think. Hello, Dave. It is. It's kind of one of these, almost like the soundtrack to one of these eerie, weird movies from the 70s. Huh? Doesn't sound like that. Could be the soundtrack to a movie like Phase 4. Next song is gonna be pretty bass heavy, if I remember correctly. Hello, Fanzipper. Yeah, it's a pretty cool sounding record. It's so cheap, you'd expect this to be just... There's quite a few electronic music records from the 60s that were very experimental in nature, but in the sense that they were experimenting with the means they had, and the music is not that cool. This one is, though. It's not mind-blowing, but it's a grower. Something I'm just happy to put on every now and then, like that. I only got it recently. I had been after it for some time, and just because it's such a cheap record, but that you mostly find in the US. It's kind of depressing having to pay so much shipping for a $5 record. But maybe it's a little more than that though now. This is not the one I had intended to play, but I'm happy I am. That's quite nice. The US is worse, though, John. Much, much worse. But I agree, it's still quite depressing. After Byzantium. This is for Marius. Heavy 45 RPM 12-inch single. Alors bonsoir Stéphane. Yeah, this is a cheap record. And in this world, every man is the same to its man. No wonder why them have been assassinated. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best band that came out of. They're doing things that are promoting greed and hatred. Of Hyperdub, the label of Burial and Code 9. Getting away with their crazy decision. They shouldn't get down and ride in their This is LV, a band called LV, the two letters, featuring Dandelion. They have a bunch of EPs that are amazing on Hyperdub, and then their second album with a lot of African MCs, so good. I'll play that sometime because it's an album that really deserves to be highlighted, and so cheap. No one really cared about it apparently. Yeah, exactly. You have to. Yeah. Hello, Roberto Carlos. Valentine, that it's been quite some time. It's all right. We're celebrating Techno Animal tonight and right now. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Eddie. Yeah, this is just amazing. The previous one, I guess you were maybe talking about as well. Hello, Infinite Sound, and thank you, Infinite Sound, for tipping the the channel. Nice little tip, Jamie. Thank you so much for supporting with the Kofi link in the description. That's the way to go. And guys, it's I don't know how many thumbs up the video has yet, but if you're watching this now and if you're watching this later, it's the 1 hour mark when I remind you that you can like the video, you can leave a comment and keep the discussion going on, and you can support the channel as I explained, leaving a little tip or a bigger one if you feel like it and you can afford that. Um, it's always well, it's part of what gets this going. Hello, Stevan. Stevan, the sad stories minute, man. So we're back to the first album we played tonight. Finally, the vinyl release of Techno Animals Magnus Opus. This double CD that was issued on Virgin in 1995. Now a 4 LP, whatever that packaging is, on Relapse in the US, featuring John Hassel, as you can hear. His very distinctive trumpet sound. Although Kevin Martin, who's behind the band, also uses similar techniques on the saxophone. Hello, Mike. Hello, William. Hello, Nathaniel. Yeah, me too. 28 years, literally. Hey, George. Nice to see you, dude. Hello, Ryan. That was earlier. You missed your spot, Ryan. No, but we're doing a little bit of a sort of light deep dive into Techno Animal and the various projects around that time these guys had, which is basically Justin Broderick from Godflesh and Napalm Death and Kevin Martin from God, The Bug, so many projects and so many projects they had together that we're covering a little bit. But this is like fourth world ambient industrial doom and dub. I hope Frank likes that. FMP, huh? Might work, might work. At least something adjacent. I already played some Rova saxophone quartet, which would have been on FMP if they had been a European band, for sure. But see, this is Doom, but this is very soothing at the same time. There's, like a drifting quality to this music. Yeah, that's definitely the right word, I think. Drifting music. Yeah, yeah, obviously. But then you have to be thankful that you are in the US, John. I had to pay shipping from the US plus VAT plus custom handling. That's love, huh? Yeah. So again, this record was very important for us in the 90s. This was a game changer for my generation, the ones who were interested in electronic music, indie, and all of that, and discovering dub, industrial, ambient. It's funny you say that since I'll play some somewhat dream pop that Kevin Martin was part of, that most people have never figured out. And by the way, if you're interested in this and you go and listen to this online, for me, the first part of the album is interesting, but it's really the second part, the second CD originally. So basically, sides E, F, G, H. This is too much, in my opinion. This kind of like, I don't know what they call that, carbon splatter, but it sounds good. So no complaints there. I mean, when I was pressing records like that, it was always a nightmare. I can tell you, but It's better if you have an old machine that is not automated. So what is this, Michael? Huh? This is for you, Michael. This is the right speed, by the way. Can someone guess when this is from? Well, Marius, you can object, but you'll have to come here to make a real protest. Yeah, it's like I'm on the ring, right? "10 years late, Ricardo." This is Klaus Roder. This was released by him, his own label, in 1983. Klaus Roder. Michael played his other record from the time, an excerpt of that on his channel. This is, in my opinion, the strongest one of the two. Both are great, but Klaus Roder was... Most people don't know that, but he was part of... he was the fifth member of Kraftwerk for a little while. Basically, he was the guy who designed the synthesizers for Kraftwerk at the turn of the 70s. In the early 70s, I think. And there's there's been a bunch of archival reissues of his work of late on Algamargon, on other really limited labels, but I still think the two original albums are the best. And this one, which incidentally looks exactly like a Bruce Gilbert album from Wire. Ah well, I don't like them anymore. Hello, Roger. I see, like the beginning at one point, Ricardo, it kind of sounded like Otaker. Yes, it is. Yeah, they do. Like, it's the one you played. I agree with you. It's not necessarily the best pressing ever, but who cares? The music comes through. Yeah, so for all of you Kraftwerk fans out there, yeah, this is one of the untold chapters of the Kraftwerk story. Hello, Time Monitor. Well, yes, Bat, I agree. It's pretty amazing. This record has a lot of crackling, which is not depressing. It's actually the music. They added some crackling to the music for some reason.
We don't need no one else.
I was almost dissing Burial earlier. Now I'm gonna give him some praise.
We are the sunrise.
What do you mean, Steven? I got a quite extensive Wire magazine archive, but what's that with tape and CD? Ah, okay. Oh yeah, that Folkways album is really nice. Congrats on getting it, Marius.
We don't need no one
So this is
else.
Monique, Monic, remixed by Burial. It's just a really nice little pop song.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh.
Might just come, Ricardo. There will be some like oblique take on Chicago for sure. This is really, really nice.
We don't need no one else.
Maybe it's not supposed to be crackling, vinyl crackling. Maybe it's just supposed to be a fire. I'm not sure, but it's in the end it's kind of weird in a way, a weird, strange choice. But I'm fine with that. What is Chicago House, huh? Chicago House is the music of your body, sweating, lusting, and losing contact with reality. Or it's just dance music. But I'll play something connected to that I wanted to play today, since that person who I'm a big supporter or fan almost has just released an album that on the paper is so good and turned out to be quite underwhelming. No, Steve. Yes, I'm a Nurse's Moon fanatic, as you say. Oh my god, that's horrible to say, huh? To someone. But yeah, no, I'm not a collector in the sense I'm not getting every format or anything. I'm good with vinyl, and all these cassettes have been issued in the vinyl on demand box set of Nurse's Moon. Flowed Existence, if I remember correctly. Salut Fred. Bonjour même.
Come with us.
Some rock and roll for George Borden. John, Deep Summer, the Burial remix by a band called Monique. This came out in 2011 or so. Yes, it's for you, George. They can, Mike, but on they're so rewarding. It's like you feel that you're getting in, you know, the club that no one was letting you in, like you were getting rejected at the door for years. It feels like getting into that club, doesn't it? Oh wow, Steve. I guess you're a little bit older than me. Nice, John. So what's nice about this, which is difficult to show, is the spectrum. It's the version of the album with the liquid, the oil, as you can see. This came out in 1990. maybe 1991 or 1992. And it features Kevin Martin from Techno Animal. He's playing the saxophone and some stuff on this. And not long after that, they would start a band together with Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine called Experimental Audio Research, and with Eddie Prévost, and a bunch of former Spaceman 3 members. For me, this is the music of Bo Diddley for the new age. I'm letting it play a little bit because it's... This is, by the way, this is really the when I was a teen, right after Nirvana, discovering music from Nirvana, that was what I was listening to. In like 92, 93. I actually had Thai food today, which was a little bit risky considering recent. Congratulations, John! Wow! Oh, the Mabe Frati, that's nice too. Hello, Steve. Well, of course I'm gonna play stuff that you will like, and stuff that might be a little bit still challenging, but that's yeah. I hope you should be okay with that, and I'm sure you are. I enjoyed your Sunday video from last week, and I'm gonna check your video about you being poor and still buying records, which is kind of the opposite of the video I commented recently on. I'm quite curious about that. Yeah, the jacket of that record. There's a regular version, black and white, but yeah. It's quite amazing that this one kept all the fluid without, yeah. It's kind of fitting listening to the music and ooh, the bubbles. Thank you, Batmanian, for supporting the stream, leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Thank you, merci beaucoup, Bat. Oh, Mesmerized is such a good record. It also exists on vinyl, thankfully. Hello, Mazi. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Sorry. um, yeah. I played it twice, and I'll play it again. It's the Techno Animal one. You want it, huh? See all these connections. Like, it took me 25 years to realize that Kevin Martin was playing on this. And by the way, there's a pretty big hit, or like there's a tune on that record. Oh yeah. It's. I think the Spacemen 3 are probably the best rock band to open the door to non-popular music. Let me just skip back to, so you can hear, like, this is beautiful, obviously, but this is quite ambient, etc. But let's play like the single that actually I have it on 12-inch as well, so maybe I should play it. I showed it some time ago, but I'll play it from the vinyl, from the LP. What do you mean? What do you mean, Nathaniel? Mountain Dew waving. But this is not the Spaceman 3. This is Spectrum after the Spaceman 3. So this is the single, one of the two singles of the album, which you can find on 12-inch single as well. And the album featuring Kevin Martin, who curated the compilation we're listening to right now. And thank you, Kenneth. Thank you for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Much appreciated. This will be very helpful. I have as every week I have my eyes on a few targets, and depending on how you guys, how generous the audience is, like it's always fun and stimulating for me to incorporate new acquisitions with all these records I've had for a long time. So, one of the best 90s songs from Coil on the Macrodub Infection compilation, curated by Kevin Martin from Techno Animal, featuring an absolutely stellar cast of Spring Heel Jack, the Disciples, Bedouin Ascent who plays on the Techno Animal LP, the Rootsman, Coil, Omni Trio, Laika, New Kingdom, Tortoise, an amazing track by Tortoise exclusive to that compilation, Extremadura, which is a dub band that originates from Soviet France, the Golden Palominos, which is Anton Fear, Laurie Carson and Bill Laswell, Mad Professor, Wagenkreis, Scorn, Tricky with an exclusive track there, Irration Stepaz, Bondulu, and Earthling. Remember Earthling? Huh? Amazing compilation. Just having Tricky and Coil on the same compilation. How cool is that? This track is called The Heels Are Alive. It's the classic Coil, John Balance, Peter Christopherson, Drew McDowell, and Danny Hyde. Well, that's good, and eventually, yeah, it came out on CD, but this also came out on vinyl at the same time. Thankfully, there's 2 volumes of that compilation. Unfortunately, the second one is only on vinyl, but has an amazing collaboration between Techno Animal and Will Oldham as Palace brother, Palace. Yeah, Earthling was pretty good. I have his album somewhere here. The good old days of true pop. John Levinson, thank you so much for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Maybe I should play the Tortoise track on this one because it's such a highlight. It's a triple LP. And this compilation, I think you can still find it for a reasonable price. It's like all the tracks are exclusive, so you get good value for the money. But it's a really good snapshot at what was really, cutting edge in the mid 90s in popular music. That is. Yeah, strong design, but as I showed, it borrowed from the Philippe Vassory, the Claude Vassory album from '74. This is what is commonly described as optical art, which is a discipline of graphic art and that became video art as well. I love that part in the song, the drop. You remember a few names, Stevan? So yeah, this compilation is called Macro Dub Infection. The theme is dub. All the different shades of dub that are not the traditional ones. There are some really close, like Irration, Stepaz, New Kingdom are pretty like good dub, DG dub. How is that dub though? Well, it is if you think about it. All the reverberations, the echo, especially in the drum, all the bass in the drum. There's no bass line on this, but there's a lot of bass in the drums. Thomas. Yeah, this is very reminiscent of the Gamera EP of Tortoise, which is my favorite Tortoise record. So, which makes this absolutely a must-have. Like all of you who don't know what Tortoise is, but who know about what's his name? The guitar player from Tortoise that is releasing all these records on International Anthem. It's not John McIntyre. It's a black guy. His name escapes me right now. I'm so bad. Someone tell me. And the drums here. Yeah, Jeff Parker. Thank you, Olaf. Oh, and Infinite Sound as well. Yeah, Wagenkreuz was the first name that Luke Weibel put out on Rising High. So Jeff Parker is playing on this. Kalahari Surfers, yeah. I have a record of theirs. Yeah, I love how this is just building tension, and then you'll get the release. Oh yeah, that's a fun album. I just saw like a couple of copies of that compilation that just sold on Discogs. Yeah. But which means that, you know, building the frustration, the withholding is as important. That bass. I hope you can hear it well enough. I know the sound is alright, but not nearly as good as it is in reality. A little dirty record, huh? Hello, Seashell Love. Yeah, Tortoise. Hello, Einogard. I love this part. I'm sure Nicola has, but you might have had that compilation, right? It took me a few seconds to remember Nicola. Now, a very interesting record. I played this. I wanted to play it before, but this past week, I've been talking about that band, that duo with Jean Schwartz, whose interview I did. I'll upload this weekend, hopefully, as he collaborated with them. This is a jazz project, despite what you hear now. It's just amazing. So Charles Austin and Joe Gallivan are a duo that they've made like 5-6 albums together. And here you have Charles Austin on saxophone, flute, oboe, English horn, and Joe Gallivan on synthesizers and percussion. And as you can hear, lots of Moog action here. This came out in 1977. Huh. Apparently this label, Compendium Records, is from Norway. But yeah, they're American. I tried to contact Joe Gallivan. I got his mail recently, but and his partner didn't get in touch with them yet. We'll see. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me that 808. Yeah, Charles Austin. He was born in the 30s. He's one of these saxophone players that doesn't get mentioned enough, in my opinion. His body of work is so unique and so good. It's pretty difficult to categorize this music, huh? Which I actually really like. Yeah, let's play a little bit of that record because it's not a typical album of theirs, although they're all different. It's not about just the stereotypes, but it's almost like an art form in itself to describe music, to find a genre name that is actually telling. The next one, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, and the electronic craziness. Hello, I'm the Dead. Wow, well, that's a good trade-off. Hello, Russell. remember buying this 20 years ago, and I remember back then there was some pushback against this from my friends or people who I knew who were like, "Oh, this is a bit cheesy. This is." They weren't saying it's weird, but yeah. And over time, I learned to grow a deep appreciation for these records. I have like 3 or 4 of them, of theirs, and yeah. But as someone asked what Chicago House is, and as we're approaching midnight, I'm gonna lie and play you some Chicago House that is not Chicago House, as it is footwork, and it's not like raw and jacking and analog. It's super digital, and it's amazing. Indeed. I think you also get this kind of drifting quality in this, with those long tones and then bursts of sonic events happening. I'm happy to read that, Marius. When this was released, maybe in 2016, 17, I'm not sure, this renewed my faith in dance music. Yeah. Les sub-bass here, yeah. Silkscreen Jacket, Ryan Trinor, A Rational Tangle. His very first EP, which shares some aesthetic qualities with the music of his father, Mark Fell from SND, the ultra digital quality of it. And then you got all these rhythms that are like kind of footwork, juke, and it creates this contrast because his music usually is very lo-fi, and this is so super sharp. Of course, like a clap, it's like a classic 808 clap. And yeah, he's done a few things since that were good, or really good or interesting. And he just released a double LP with his dad, which should be amazing. And it's actually pretty underwhelming, unfortunately. It's them doing something that they're not known for. And like it's kind of like a musique concrète, Voyage, and it's kind of very average, very banal. But yeah, this is on Death of Rave, as 808 is stating, and this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best label of the past 10 years, the most interesting label, maybe with Nyege and Nyege Tapes. Sure, if it's a party. And yes, this was the very first EP of Ryan, and his second one was underwhelming when it came out, and it took 6 months to visit it again and realize, no, it's actually as good as this one. And his first album was, and his second one is pretty good. It has some amazing moments. It's just interesting in feeling your body alive in the most angular way. This is the music to go for. Now, this is again. This is like investigating the forgotten or the never lit corners of the 90s, and we're back to Techno Animal in a way. As this is Ice versus Palace. Will Oldham, Palace brother, with Techno Animal under the Ice name. On the hip hop compilation, Organized Sound, Jazz Fudge. You have New Flesh for Old, DJ Vadim, Majestic, Mark B, Part 2, very like British hip hop. Check out the Thunder Road. And you all could have been ours to call and down the morning. Stars produce us back out there. Nighttime sings and stars produce us back out there. Nighttime sings and stars produce us back out there. Nighttime sings and Again, I guess this belongs in this isolationism dub little scene.
At night things come and have a light. He asks that we allow the sex to make us unrecognizable. There really was one way to be, yet this is not everything.
Would you have expected to hear Will Oldham that way? Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty cool, weird experiment that I know they recorded a few tracks together, and there's two that ended up on compilations, but there's more. So this is great UK jazz band, Amalgam. They don't have that many records. This one is from 1974 on the German label Vinyl. Pretty cool artwork cover, very nice laminated cover. This was recorded in London. Oh yeah, no, sorry, I was wrong. It's not from 74, it's from 76. And this is the most known musician in this is Trevor Watts on alto and soprano. And it's kind of like on almost like a jazz rock band. You got like the guitar and bass guitar, drums and the saxophones, alto and soprano. And this is like, yeah, we hit the 2 hour mark. So this is when I remind you to like, thumbs up the video if you haven't, if you've liked the stream so far. And if you're watching this after the stream, you can leave a comment in the comment section. And if you want to support the channel, you can always leave a tip for your DJ of tonight. Put the link in the description, the Ko-fi jar, the Ko-fi link. It's fuels the show. Thank you. Oh, next record I want to show you the label. These punch holes in the label, ORTF, Organe de Radio-Télévision Française, basically the French BBC. Yeah, Amalgam is it's a good band, but I guess it's quite hard to. They're kind of all over the place in a way. I really like this. Yeah, the Snake Charmer aspect to the saxophone player, spot on, Steve. And it was released on the Vinyl Records label. So I already showed you the label. So this is a nice little library soundtrack album. This is Zenith by Eric Tarvren, who I believe was part of the BBC radio workshop at one point. I know he did some stuff on KPM, some quite experimental electronic stuff, if I remember correctly. Ah, nice. Very nice, Steve. Yes. So yeah, there's quite a few tracks on that album, but it's quite harrowing. Hello, G MacG. Nice to see you. Almost at the end. Salut Florian. Library soundtrack label covers art usually is pretty good and pretty striking, but usually also very simple. And probably the concept probably took 20-30 minutes to realize. But nice of you to notice. And this is the music of the Abyss, indeed. Now this track has some parts that are not good and some parts that are amazing, like this one.
Okay, cook out it's nice. That's why I get too much. Out to have a good time. We Joe the whole night. I'm sweat sunshine.
I might have played that already sometime. I'm not sure.
This guy. My flow's
Bronco.
Cook out it's nice. That's why I get too much. Out to have a good time. We Joe the whole night. I'm sweat sunshine. 2 minds the whole time. Bro, like this guy. My flow's 6'9".
No, it's not on Principe, Nico. It's just an oddity that came out 2018, but it is very Principe for sure. Principe is a Portuguese label that has been championing modern dance music influenced by Angola, as Angola is a colony of, or used to be a colony of Portugal, and has very specific drums, rhythms. Bronco, yeah, with a K. Yeah, I have that record. It's amazing. It's really, really good.
Bronco from this side. Out to have a good time. We Joe the whole night. I'm sweat the sunshine. 2 minds the whole time. Bro, like this guy. My flow is 6'9". Cook out it's nice. That's why I get too much. Out to have a good time. We Joe the whole night.
But Nico, this track has some really amazing parts, but it's not a little bit too much at times, so I did an edit of it, of all of this. This is really, really good. The drums, the bass, and the ooh. And totally Florian, totally. And Duaka Sound System has, like, for me, they never landed. There's always something a little bit too cheesy. Like here, like this synth, a bit too dramatic. That I don't like, to be honest. But there's something to be done with this. It was quite inspiring. And the production is pretty good. Like Principe Records, Principe totally are very lo-fi. Yeah, the vocal parts are not really useful either. Too repetitive. But we're gonna end this show with the third track from the thread of tonight. Techno Animals album from 1995, Re-Entry, finally released on vinyl for the very first time in this crazy package. 4 LP set, like a book. And it's weird because there's no track listing with it. Like, oh yeah, no, here it is. Okay, now I get it. So you get all instruments Techno Animal with John Hassel, Narco synthesizer. Oh no. Trumpet. Yeah. Now he plays on a few tracks. King Suk Biswas, who's actually Bedouin accent. Tom Prentice on the viola, who also played with Experimental Audio Research, and Dave Cochrane on bass, and also Damien Bennett on bass on some tracks. And it was remastered by Justin Broderick himself. Oh no, okay, so David Toop's introduction is there somewhere. I just haven't found it yet. I just got it today. And yeah, this is one of the most ambient tracks. But getting this in 1995 as a teen, that was really, really something. And yeah, this is kind of like a time machine for me. But of course, this CD with this cover art made by Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin did a lot of artwork at the time that was already almost on the becoming obsolete when he was doing it. He did some artwork for Brutal Truth, the grindcore metal band, and for a lot of like Virgin compilations and stuff like that. You're welcome, Stefan. Well, thank you for appreciating it. And let me just thank you a few people who have left a tip tonight. Where are you? All right. So tonight I want to thank Gidget, Thomas, Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape, Marius, Jamie, Batmanian. Who was that? Uh, Born on the Bayou. Wait, let me see. Kenneth, yeah. John Levinson. Jamie, yeah. And that was people who left a tip in the coffee jar, the link in the description. If you guys enjoyed this show tonight, hopefully I'll be here next week again, and probably with some new records and visiting the shelves. And if you want to support the show, you can do as all these nice people. You can also leave a comment on the show, and thumbs up if you liked it. If not, that's all right. And with all that said, yeah, thank you, GMacG. Yeah, you were late, but it will still be here. Hopefully, it won't be taken down, and we'll go with this very destabilizing music by Techno Animal to end the stream. Again, drifting. Gonat. Oh, one last thing about this album of Techno Animal. If you liked it, I urge you to not be late on it. I think it's an album that might go sold out fairly soon. And thank you, Steve, for the late but crucial little tipping in the coffee jar. Yeah. That's the kind of music Davey should be using. Okay. Steve was Vinyl Pants. Thank you, Steve. Now I know.